I'd like to take a few minutes here and go over with you how my courses are navigated. I've designed all three of the courses that I teach in a very specific manner to help you sort of walk through your assignments in what I hope is the clearest possible fashion. I teach English W131 online, I teach English W233 online, and I teach Journalism J210 Visual Communications online. And all three of those courses, although different, are still navigated in exactly the same fashion. Some of the specifics might be different, but I've created the courses to look like each other, to act like each other, and to be navigated just like each other. So let me show you what they look like, and you're already, of course, in the course, so you sort of get an idea of what's going on already. So, as you already know by now, what you see right away when you go to your own course that I'm teaching, all right, and click on that particular link on your Blackboard splash page, you see me, right? You see the banner at the top, and then sort of in the middle left, you see a video, and then on the far right, you see the announcements for that week. So let me point out that these videos that you see here, right there in the middle of the page where it says Course Media, I do those almost weekly. I certainly do them at the beginning of every unit, and I often do them on a weekly basis when I think it's important to sort of reemphasize a point or to help move you along or talk about something more complex than what I've sort of covered in the learning folders in the different units of the course. Right? The announcements are critical. I don't tend to use email. Instead, I post announcements because I think they're right up front, right where you can see them. And I feel that the announcements kind of help move you along in the course. They tell you important due dates. They tell you some important things that I may have overlooked someplace else. They sort of supplement the videos. So please get in the course frequently. Check to see if I have a new video. Check to see if I have new announcements. And the way I understand it is the announcements are getting mailed to your student mail anyhow, as well as right here on your homepage. And I also know they show up on your Blackboard splash page. So there's no excuse for missing an announcements. The announcements are a very important way that I tend to get a hold of you and capture your attention. So please pay attention to the announcements. Okay, let's look at the left side navigation menu. This is all the links to the course content. They're very, very important links, and that's how you actually navigate the course, is on the left-hand side, what's called the left side navigation menu. Now, the first you see, of course, there is the Start menu, the Start Here menu, and that's what it means. Start the class here, all right? Start every day there, whatever. So what you do see there, I call this sort of the course guidelines folder, where all the necessary information is that sort of structures the whole course, that you need to sort of know the policies, you need to know how the course works. So the syllabus gives you the goals of the course. It gives you, of course, what the textbook is. It gives you the technology requirements. It gives you all the policies. It gives you the late information. You know, what do I do if I'm late? What happens if I'm late? All right. It gives you the grading policies, how I grade. It gives you the policies on discussions, classroom etiquette, and it gives you the grade weights. It tells you exactly what assignments are, exactly what their weights are, what their grades are going to be, how they form the whole entire course. Okay, so the syllabus is an important document. It's so important that I've created a syllabus quiz, and guess what? You must take that quiz before you can actually access the course calendar. I know many instructors give you a syllabus with the course calendar in it. I'm not doing that. I want to make sure that you understand the syllabus first, that you understand the guidelines, then you take the quiz. All right, quiz is open book. You can have the syllabus open in front of you, but you can't actually access the whole listing of all the course projects, all the course due dates until you've actually completed the syllabus quiz. Then it'll show up right here in the Start Here folder, okay? So you'll also see there's a course map that sort of describes the way the course works, kind of visually. You'll see my bio, and then you'll see a kind of a nifty document I'd like for you to read called Frequently Asked Questions. You see those in a lot of commercial type applications. So please look at the Frequently Asked Questions document right away, okay? I think you'll find it very helpful. So that's the Start Here link. Next, of course, is the assignments link, and that's all of the course content. That's where the course content is in this link. All my courses are taught by units, all right? A unit has a consistent goal, all right? A unit has consistent related projects. A unit has consistent readings. A unit kind of brings together a bunch of concepts into one easily identifiable fashion where I have all the readings, all the discussions, and all the assignments for that particular unit under that particular learning goal, okay? So these units last multiple weeks. You have to check your course calendar for the exact deadlines, but I do have the dates there, right, for you to see to show you where what the time span of that unit is. Please do not work ahead, all right? Please do not skip around. Make sure you start with the first unit and stick to that. Next. Oh yes, sometimes there's lectures in there. I don't do a lot of lecturing, but sometimes for a specifically important point that the particular unit must cover, there are some lectures and there are often some quizzes. Not all the time, okay? So you have to check. It's your responsibility to be looking at your course calendar constantly so that you know what's going on. And I am helping you with the announcements and through the weekly videos or unit videos to also know what's going on. But it is your responsibility to understand the course calendar and how the course is unfolded and sticking to that. Anytime you actually click on the assignment folder itself, like the Unit 1 assignments, first thing you're going to see is the overview for that unit. It's a very, very important document. I really would like for you to read that. I know there's a lot to read in internet classes. I understand that. It can get a little overwhelming. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But please make sure you read that overview document. It kind of gives you the raison d'etre for that unit. You'll also see in the assignment folder, the unit assignment folder, you'll see the discussions for that unit. Sometimes there are multiple discussions. You'll see the readings. If it's a class of learning blogs, not all my classes have learning blogs, but if it is a class of learning blogs, you'll see the requirements for those. And then you'll see the actual physical assignment folder that takes you to the Dropbox link where you actually drop the assignment into, okay, as an attachment. It's critical that all assignments go to the Dropbox. So here's what an actual Dropbox folder looks like. So in this case for W131, here's all the details in the memoir type PowerPoint in the folder called the memoir type PowerPoint. And you'll see often kind of like an overview of that specific assignment. Maybe you'll see a student example of that specific assignment. Often maybe you'll see the rubric, maybe you'll see some related readings, and you'll always see the Dropbox itself. You click on that Dropbox and that's where you attach your assignment. Very often, depending on the class, it also cause you to write a writer's memo for that particular assignment. In the case you're required to submit a writer's memo, make sure you do not press submit until you've actually attached the writer's memo too. You can actually see the attachments before you press the submit button. So that's how you know you've done it correctly. If the attachments actually show up after you've told it to attach an assignment, then you can actually see them, then press the submit button to actually submit the assignment. Next, I wanted to say this, there's some other links in the left side navigation menu. I always have a link there to all the discussions where you see all of the classroom discussions. You can also see them in the unit folders, which is fine. They're the same. It doesn't matter where you work on discussions, just as long as you find them, they all end up going to the same place, okay? W233 does not have learning blogs, so please, if you're in my expository writing class, research class, don't worry about if you hear about learning blogs here, you don't have a learning blog in W233. You do have peer review. All three of my classes do peer review, and I'll get to that later on as the course unfolds, all right? Just as for those classes that have learning blogs, I'll get to those as the course unfolds. Then there's also a final section on the left side navigation menu that's called Classroom Management. This link here that says Help, that's a terrific link. You're going to find in there a help document on a help lecture like this one on how to use the discussions. All my classrooms are very heavily driven by the discussions. I deliver content that way, and I create a classroom community that way. So please make sure you know how to do the discussions. If not, go to the help link there, and there's material there. There's also material there on how to actually view your grades. That's critical. It's important that you know how to look at your grades. And more important than that, it's important that you know how to look at my comments, because I comment on every assignment. I tell you what you did well, what you did not so well, and what you need to improve to get a better grade on the next assignment, which is always the goal. If you don't start off with 100 on an assignment, that's fine. Next time you might have a chance to get to 100 if you pay attention to my comments, all right? There's also the grades themselves. You click there and you'll see your grades. Then there's the Course Message Center, and that's how you can get a hold of me. Please use that to get a hold of me. Please don't call. This is all covered in syllabus, all right? Go to the Course Message Center. You'll find my name in the list of all the students there. Just drag it over to the right-hand side. I think it's intuitive. To the send box. My name shows up, and then go ahead and type the message out and send it to me, please. Messages are good, all right, but please don't use my campus email because I get confused. Also, the spam filter often blocks student mail from my campus mail. And please don't call me because it doesn't work. I'm often not in front of my computer, and if I'm not in front of my computer when you call, I can't help you. If you would like to set up an appointment, that's different, and I get down to that here where it says virtual office hours, all right? I'm happy to talk to you by appointment. I'm very happy to talk to you by appointment. I prefer to do it by Skype because that means I'm sitting in front of my computer and find the documentation right away. Skype's a lot of fun. You don't need a camera. It'd be cool if you had one, but you don't need one. But you will be able to see and hear me. Of course, your computer does need a microphone. Skype's a free download. So click there on the Virtual Office Hours folder, and it tells you how to get a hold of me. If you don't want to do that, we can chat, and worst comes to worst, you could call me by appointment. So I can be sitting in front of my computer, my phone on speakerphone, and the course open, my computer open to your specific class, and then we'd be in good shape. So I love office hours, and I love students who use them. Okay, last but not least, here's the summary. Please treat this as a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class. Please treat this as a very important class. Don't put internet classes down at the bottom of your priority list. You'll really, really suffer for it. Please watch the weekly or unit videos. I put them up every Tuesday morning when I do a new one, so check Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Make sure that if anything's new there, you look at it right away. It's very, very important. These weeks go by very, very quickly. Do not fall behind in an internet class. It's death, all right? It just, work piles up. There's a lot more reading in an internet class. There's more to look at. There's more stuff in an internet class. You know, the professor's not there in front of you all the time and say, hey, here's what we're doing. Instead, I have to write you these notes or do these videos, that kind of thing. So it can be very intimidating, and if you fall behind, it'll just wreck you. It'll make you miserable. Don't fall behind, okay? Students who get A's in my classes are simply the ones who did the work and did it in a timely fashion. That's how I design my classes. If you do the work, do it in a timely fashion, you are going to succeed, all right? And then last but not least, ask questions. Questions are good. Questions are not bad. Questions are good. You're not bothering me by asking questions. I read my email faithfully Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. All right, so I don't read it on the weekends, but I'll read it first thing Monday morning. Your assignments aren't due to Monday evening, which is why it gives you an extra day to work on them, and then I can get a chance. If you have a question, I can answer that question first thing Monday morning. So hey, I hope this has been a little bit helpful. Thank you for your time.